It is the SMT Media Network, and we're here with a basketball topic. I wanted to discuss and reply to some of the comments that have been dropped on my videos lately. And first of all, I want to say thank you, everybody, for your engagement, whether positive or negative, whatever your comments are. I really do appreciate it. The engagement is huge because that's why I think creators make videos. We want people to interface with what they create. So whether it's been good or it's been bad, positive, negative, I appreciate you. Thanks for your views. Thanks for the subscribers. And, happy to make the content. Glad you're enjoying it. Now, one of the videos that I made recently got a lot of comments, and it was a LeBron topic. And I was talking about LeBron's defense this year and in some of these games. I have to start this off by saying LeBron's defensive effort has been really bad this year. I mean, it hasn't been good recently for the last couple of years, but that's all I do here on the channel. When I make videos, it's really about the game. I evaluate players and how they play. I evaluate coaches and how they coach. I don't have an axe to grind with any player. I don't really care about them on a personal level. I just evaluate the play in the game. That's what we do here on this channel. That's my goal. That's my mission. That's my objective. So I want to evaluate players in that way. That's what I've chosen to do. But there have been comments that have made things personal, in which some viewers, some commenters have gotten kind of weird, kind of strange, and made it personal, like personal attacks against creators like myself. I don't really understand it. I don't get it. So here's where I'm going with this. What LeBron James has shown us in games this year is, on many occasions, a large majority of games, he's become turnover prone. Generally speaking, when you look at a shot chart, you see a lot of misses outside the paint. So, when he's in the paint, we're seeing higher percentages. Makes sense. Close shots, dunks, layups, makes a higher percentage than outside the paint. But we have seen some pretty poor shooting percentages the further he goes away from the basket. That stuff is fact-based. You can quantify turnovers per game. You can quantify turnovers. You can quantify missed shots outside the paint. Those things are factual. And those things are part of evaluating his performance on the court. It has nothing to do with personal. Why commenters make it personal, I don't understand. I've never made a video about Kobe Bryant. I've never made a video about Michael Jordan. I've never even made a video about old Knicks or whatever. I don't even know. Some of these comments are just so random and out of place. And I don't get it. I can't relate to it. I really don't understand the position. I'm evaluating the way that this person, LeBron, is playing as a player. It's not personal. I don't need to remind people how great he is. I don't need to remind people about him being a scoring leader or a four-time champ. That stuff doesn't matter when you're evaluating a player while they're playing in modern and current games. People want to know, at least on my channel, the videos I make, they want to know how he played. So if he played well, we call it. And if he played poorly, we call it. And that's what I've done here in the videos in my channel. Something I've noticed outside of the turnovers and the inconsistent shooting away from the basket, and outside of the poor effort on defense, we've seen him stat padding at the end of games in which the game has already been decided. We're down to the last few minutes. They're either winning in a blowout or losing in a blowout. He stayed in the game seemingly to add rebounds that his teammates let fall to him, or to add points, or to get assists, or whatever the case may be. He has no business being in those games late. He plays 35 minutes a game, and I think part of that is because he doesn't really have effort on defense. He just kind of hangs around. But what's ended up happening here is they're losing games to good teams because good teams move the ball around and find the weakest link on defense, which in most instances is him. He's not moving. He's ball watching. Guys are getting backdoor looks, layups, rim rolls. Like the Lakers often lose because of bad defense. And he's probably the most inconsistent, poor performing defender on the team. I've been critical of Austin Reeves defensively too. I mean, hell, the Lakers and more so LeBron are finding ways to make Anthony Davis look like a weak defender. And he's one of the most premier defensive players in the league. So I say that to say this. LeBron is a legend. LeBron is a great player. He belongs in everybody's top lists because he was an amazing player. He's not that anymore. His performance on the court is really on one side of the ball. I've seen him make incredible offensive plays. Even till now in his advanced age, it still is impressive to see him make these incredible reads, find these great looks for his teammates offensively. He makes really good passes. But he's at the same time turning over the ball a lot. It's not okay to turn over the ball 5, 6, 7, 8 times a game. That needs to be called out because the Lakers lose because of it. And I think defensively, that lack of effort, some nights the Lakers need a defensive leader. Sometimes they need more than one person or 2 people to play defense. You need more. You need a better effort. And sometimes LeBron is clearly the worst defender on the Lakers. In fact, when I look at some of the league rankings, he's like 450th ranked out of like 480 players. So for the folks that are caught up in their feelings about a player that they love and adore and have such a strange affiliation, a strange affinity, and find it hard to cope and deal with someone evaluating their favorite players' play on the court, you make yourself look like a gawgawker. You make yourself look like a mouth breather. You take personal shots at creators and people that make videos on platforms that evaluate the game. What the hell are you guys talking about? When someone evaluates the play on the court, why would you take personal shots at them? First of all, I've gotten so many of those, it doesn't even faze me anymore. Like, I don't even care. It comes across my notifications for replies and comments. I've never made a video about Kobe. I've never made a video about Michael Jordan. I've never said anything about the game back in the day. I've been evaluating play on the court. But those LeBron stans have such a hard time dealing and coping with someone evaluating his current play. They can't handle it. They start making things personal. There's something wrong and something strange about defending someone wrongfully and trying to move the goalposts instead of evaluating the game, making excuses, being an enabler, and that in and of itself is part of the problem. I'm not going to change the content I make. I'm always going to make videos about the games. So when LeBron plays well, we call it, and when he plays poorly, we call it. The Lakers can't beat good teams. The Lakers really only beat bad teams, teams with injured stars, teams that are poorly coached, teams with bad defenses. And, there's all this talk about LeBron needs more help. Of course he needs more help because he doesn't play very well on both sides of the ball. I still think he's a capable offensive player. I still think he has his moments offensively. But he is a poor defender, puts forth weak effort defensively on a consistent basis. And many times those are the difference makers between the Lakers winning and losing. And as a culture, it's a bad look. And let's not overlook the fact that JJ Redick is a terrible coach. Poor adjustments, lack of adjustments, really doesn't show good leadership, seems frustrated, flustered, doesn't know how to deal with the media, inexperienced. He's all those things. He was put in place by LeBron. Like, we have to evaluate that. This is all part of the LeBron calculus when we look at the season. But the mouth breathers, the gawgawkers, they just can't do it. They can't come to grasp with the concept that maybe, just maybe, he's not perfect. Maybe he has flaws. They want to tell you how many championships he's won. They want to tell you how great he used to be. What does that have to do with right now as we watch the games and evaluate the play on the court? It doesn't matter that he's 40 when he steps on the court. He's like everybody else. Should be evaluated by his play on the floor. And right now, he's not an agent of winning. Because when the good teams play the Lakers, The Lakers are getting their backs blown out on the court. I'll continue to make the content, cover the games. Those types of LeBron fans, I don't want to say all LeBron fans, those types of LeBron fans will continue to be exposed on a night in and night out basis. They will continue to self-snitch on themselves for having psychological issues, pretending to have this strange affinity and connection to a person they don't even know. But they'll take personal shots at people who make evaluations on the way that players play. It's weird, it's strange, it's unusual. I don't really get it. I know there's some kind of underlying psychological thing there. We'll pray for those people, but you're not going to change the content that I make here on the channel. LeBron plays well, we'll call it. When he plays poorly, we'll call it. Deal with it, cope, and seethe.